Hello everyone, glad you're here. Get ready with me time, but we're doing it kind of in a rush today because I slept in a little bit and I was out late last night. Yes, Sunday night, and I was out until midnight. My friend Hillary and I and our husbands went to the Derek Huff Symphony of Dance show in St. Louis. It was huge, it was amazing. Like seriously, you think these types of dancers are good on Dancing with the Stars, but when you see them do an entire just back to back to back to back thing, you're like, wow, they are just off the charts athletes. But my friend Hillary teaches dance and it was her idea to go do this months ago, and it was just a lot of fun. And by the way, thank you Nana for watching the children. But I definitely set my alarm to go off a little bit later today, and that's leaving me a little less time this morning. I do not feel like I'm all here. I tripped on my way up the stairs and spilled coffee and then had to deal with that, and I think I burned my foot. I'm gonna try to go kind of quick. I'm gonna try to maybe use a few quicker products or just see like how efficient I can be in this video. I'm gonna first go for my Fenty stick. This is my Eavesdrop Blur and Smooth Tint Stick, and I have it in the shade 4. Oh, another absent-minded thing I did as I was doing my skincare, I started to put my eye cream just all over my face. Not all here. I do love this stick foundation. Did you see how that glided on the skin? It was definitely a packed house. The theater was gorgeous, and I'd never been to a show like this before. Hillary's been to quite a few that have featured like Dancing with the Stars or different people on tour, and it was just such a production from the music to the lights. There's nothing Derek Huff can't do. Like that man, he's gonna dance, he's gonna sing, he can play instruments, like definitely multi-talented. And his beautiful wife was like kind of the leading lady in all this, and then there was a cast of like maybe 6 other dancers involved. There was no weak link in the whole thing. I loved it, it was great. Very creative too. I feel like I don't want to slack too much on what I do for my concealer. And I think I might have to show you my current favorite concealer combo in action. It's the e.l.f. Putty Corrector Eye Brightener. This is in the shade Fair. Look how it has kind of a pinky tone. It is so similar in texture. I don't know how they made the texture so similar, but to the Becca and Smashbox Under Eye Corrector. So I dab that around in those zones. And then a nice little brush that I like to pull in sometimes is this Sephora 71. Look at that shape. It's kind of like flat. It feels like it almost mimics a fingertip. I've had this around for a while, but I'm just gonna dab that in. Look, already moving mountains with that stuff. But it just felt like a really jam-packed day yesterday because we got up, we went to church, I came home, I busted out some laundry, did a bunch of cleaning, and then bam, we were off. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of concealer in here. Okay, this isn't a lot, see? Doesn't take a lot. This is a team effort among products here. I'm gonna also put it around my nose too. And I'm gonna stick with the same brush because I like it. And I'm just dabbing all around from that dot. Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer. This was the concealer that I started my day with. Yesterday I did the same combo, and I noted as I was kind of touching up a little bit before we left, I thought, you know, that lasted well. Looked fresh late in the day. So I haven't fully blended what's on the under eye. I've smoothed it out quite a bit, but I'm going to come in with a slightly larger brush. This is my Profusion like foundation brush. You can buy this at Walmart in like a 3-pack with a couple of other great face brushes. But now I'm just pressing that in to conserve coverage. And look, it's looking so good. This stuff is really pairing nicely with the Fenty stick, don't you think? We want to get fully blended so we don't have any thickness just like lurking in any one spot. And then the Fit Me is the part 3 of this little concealer combo. Fit Me Loose Powder and Fair. I love using it with my Triangle Powder Puff. You know what I need to do today in an urgent way? I need to clean brushes and I need to clean my makeup area. This little chore has taken a back seat every day. I've done other projects. I've cleaned my closet. I've cleaned my freezer. I need to clean up my makeup area. Even though looking at it, it looks kind of messy, like it still makes sense to me. Oh, kitten, you brought in your powder puff. Her favorite thing in the whole wide world, biscuits, is this puffy little powder puff that I think might have come out of like a CoverGirl loose powder. Never used by me, but like she just carries it around the house and she brings it to where she's gonna settle down for a while, you know, so she's coming in here and she just carried it up and dropped it on the floor. She's so sweet. I patted it on and there's quite a bit on the under eye, as you can see. And then I kind of dust that away. And this just works really nicely with the e.l.f. and the NYX. because now look, we've taken some tired eyes and we've said, nope, not today. Do I have coffee on me? I didn't really like wipe down myself, but I did take care of the stair steps. Okay. I'm gonna do a little bronzer. I don't think I need a lot of setting, maybe a little setting on the skin. I'm gonna take a little Glowish from Huda real quick and just get that going here on the cheek area. Doesn't take a lot, but I love this powder. It's slightly deeper. As you can see, it's more of a skin tone match compared to what's going on the under eye area. And it just looks so good down in these zones. I wore kind of a puffy headband last night. It's not quite like this, but it was like a velvety, kind of sparkly black headband. I'll try to find a picture I took of it. I thought it was cute, but I also thought it was walking the line of being too close to something like this. Here's something we can use as a multitasker and something new that you can see in action. This is the LA Girl Buphoria palette. Isn't it pretty? It's an eye and face palette that I got from Ulta. And look at the different just finishes and looks of the shades. This is labeled as the blush, this is the highlighter, and these are all different eyeshadows here. Some shimmer textures. I played with this yesterday and I really liked it. I love these mattes. This, and this. I use some of these deep shimmers too, but we're gonna bop into the blush and the highlighter right now. And maybe I'll offer like just a quick eye look from this palette today. So Dusty Rose blush. And there were some other elements of this collection. I want to say they had like a highlighter, maybe a bronzer. There were some separate things, but this palette and the multitasking nature of it and just the way they put it together I thought was so cool and different. But you can check out Ulta's website for more details on this. This is pretty. It's coming off with a little bit brighter pink than you think you're gonna get out of that blush. And honestly, you can do as much concealing as you want, but there's nothing that gives life to the face quite like blush, you know? And we have this like marbled looking highlighter. It's got some champagne-y gold and then it's got some light pearl in there as well. And this has a little sparkle. I'm getting it on my Real Techniques setting brush. It has some very fine sparkle. But if you're willing to kind of buff it into the skin, can you see what's going on here? Like you can see the glow, but buff it, you know? That's sometimes what certain highlights need, that just have a little more of a visible particle in them, you know what I mean? Some are just sneaky at the get-go and you don't have to try too hard. This one I kind of have to try a little bit hard for, but once I do get it blended, it gives this pretty almost glossiness to the cheeks, and of course they don't feel glossy because this is powder. I'm gonna get a little bit up here too. I think the complexion's looking awesome right now. I love Urban Decay All Nighter. I was again yesterday convinced of its glory. Don't waste your hard work, set it. I know I can fly through my brows with this Estee Lauder 3-in-1, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. This is called Brow Perfect 3D. I fill in with the pencil, and then if you haven't seen me use this before, this has a little powder dabber thing, and then it has your gel too. And I know we can pick up separate products and we can still be fast with them, but there's something about having it all in one stick that really makes it feel like, yeah, I did that. I did that quick. Okay, there's that step. Then we do a little powder step. Really evens out any spaces you might have missed. I love that. It's just soft, you know, it doesn't make the look too intense doing that. And then a little clear gel that really does hold. Look at that, good brows. Little Milani eyeshadow primer, and then we're going to go to some of these eyeshadow shades in the Buphoria palette. Just such a pretty looking palette. Like, I was really drawn in seeing it on the website. You never know what you're going to get from LA Girl. I mean, this is not LA Colors, this is LA Girl. LA Girl is sold at Ulta. I'm going to take some Dusty Rose that's up here. It looks really close to the blush shade, only maybe a little warmer. And we're just going to hit that in the crease. Again, this is not going to be the most intricate eye look. This is trying to be efficient, trying to get it done quickly. I am doing good on time. It is 5:48. So smooth. So we got this nice little wash of color, and then we say, what can we do with that? There's a little bit of warmth down here, kind of a pumpkin-y shade. Let's add that in. Kick up the warmth a bit. I'm still in fall mode in my house here. I have not yet decorated for Christmas. If I had the time this past weekend, I might have done it. Look at that. That shade really took over. I'm shearing it out until there's nothing left of it up to here. Blended out highlight looking shade, a little bit peachy. It's not too dark, and I can just blur over my edges with that. And then I think I'm going to take some of this shimmery plum, because I didn't use enough of this the other day when I was trying it out. I want to see how that does, just pat it on. Oh, it's not going to take a long time. Well, this has turned into a full-blown eye look, isn't it? That's pretty. That's a really pretty plummy shade, and it's a nice shimmery texture. It seems like the more you build it up, the more shimmer you can see out of it. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of this matte down here. It's kind of a plummy brown. See, these are my tones. Anytime we're getting a plummy brown in a palette, you know that's a palette I'm definitely like zoning in on. Adding a little bit of that maybe to my outer crease. Yesterday I started my day having this palette on, and I didn't like undo my makeup. I didn't take anything off and start from scratch. But before the event, I thought I'll play with this sultry palette a little bit, and I popped some of that really glitzy shade on my inner lid. That's really all I did to adjust my look, and it looked so pretty. I thought, oh, don't we love that plum and kind of warm combo there? I love that. And then as we go inward, let's grab a little of this bronze, because this is the shimmer that looks like, is it going to be flaky? I don't know. Oh no, that's applying well with a swiping motion with the brush. That's really pretty. Really metallic. Wouldn't call this necessarily like a super quick eye look though. Like this eye look slowed me down a bit, but I do think it's really pretty, and hopefully you're getting a sense of what this little palette can do. I like that look a lot. Look at these icy shades though. This one's kind of like a glaze. It has a bluish purpley shift, and that shade too is really nice. It looks a little more golden. This shade I wore yesterday, it's really good. Some of the shimmery brown. Like that. We're going to do some lazy liner. I'm taking Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Plum, and I'm just going to take this on my lash line here. This is the quickest way to do liner, is you take these smudgy shadow sticks, and yet it'll look so finished. But yeah, you just take your chubby stick that's in a deep shade and go across the lash line. And I was looking on QVC because I just like to be on top of, you know, what their holiday offerings are in the beauty space. I haven't seen an It Cosmetics beauty book yet, but I'm looking out for that, and we're definitely looking out for whether they do another repeat thing, because they did that last year. They just repeated the same palette and put it in new packaging. But what I did see that I really like the look of, Laura Geller, she makes some good chubby sticks, and she had a set of them that looked like really pretty rich tones, and I thought for my current enjoyment of taking my lower lash line and making it sort of a color, just making more of a thing of the lower lash line on most days, I thought I'd really like that set, because when you use a chubby stick and it's long wearing, which hers seem to be, that's the best way to go at your lower lash line. And you can top it with a little shadow, but it's that long wearing stick that's really helping you out. I'm going to use my One Coat Wow, because that's all we got time for is the one coat. I do like doing the video this way, like not literally putting myself on a timer, because I know that stresses me out, but just going in knowing this needs to be a quicker than usual look. Look at that lash. Yes. And yeah, realistically, if I'm in a situation where I'm in a hurry, I'm gonna do something very simple, little to no liner on the upper part, and then pretty much just skip the lower lash line, because it's not absolutely essential. You know what I did for Nana and the kids last night? I scheduled a Domino's delivery. That's very handy to be able to do. I told her when I left, I was like, the Domino's just gonna be coming to the doorstep. My lash is done. I don't know what I want to do for lips today. Here's a really good lip liner. It's Persona 90210. Use that. It's super smooth. It's kind of brownish. I don't know, I just feel like that works with the tones on the eye. Okay. And the other day I saw somebody talking about spice cider from L'Oreal. I'm like, I think I have that one. And I do. It's just one of their Color Riche lipsticks. Just creamy formula here. I don't think there's any certain finish on it. So similar to Persona 90210. There's a very classic smell that comes from these. If you know, you know. And then I'm going to take my LA Colors. This is from Dollar General. LA Colors Lip Plumper. The shade is It Girl. It's kind of a creamy nude gloss. And I like it on its own. But I think it's going to be good. It has some sheerness. I'm just going to take it over. I really don't want to end my lips these days unless it's glossy. Ooh. Yes, that's it. We're going to just do a little more blush and then call it quits, my loves. A little more blush and then maybe a little Kosas Cloud Set. This is just from the palette we used. And I like how they put in a generously sized blush and highlight as well. And then we dab just a little bit of this right in here. Who would know you were in a rush today? Like, look at this. Very classic for me, but I like it. There you go, friends. Thank you so much for watching. It wasn't necessarily a fast get ready with me where I cut a lot of corners. I just did some things a little faster. But this palette helped. It just kind of helped me breeze through the steps with ease, and I do like the tones in this a whole lot. Thanks for your time, everybody, and I will see you soon. I love you. Bye.